What is your love language? Tell me. I am curious to know. Hi, everyone. How are you? I trust you all had a great day. As usual, I just like for people to be happy, so I hope you had a good day. Last time I said I was going to talk to you about the 5 love languages. Um, this is going to be fairly brief because I would like to tell you what it is all about in detail, but I'm not going to do that in just one video. All right, so I'm just going to tell you what they are, and in another video, I will tell you how you can determine what your love language is and how you can use it to your advantage. All right, so the love language is just how you give and receive love. So there are 5 of them. There is affirmation, words of affirmation. There is acts of service. There is quality time. There is physical touch. There is receiving gifts, right? So one of these is your love language. And sometimes you might possess more than one, but there is a primary one. My primary love language is quality time. Oh, how I love quality time. I always knew that. But I went and did the test, and it showed up right here. You can see what I have here, quality time, and that is the one in yellow, and you can see the percentage I got. I hope it is not showing upside down in your when you look at this. Yes, you can see it, and if you can bring it close later on, you'll see the percentage that I got. But it is very interesting. So the first one that I'm going to tell you about is words of affirmation. So words of affirmation will make a difference with people because sometimes if this is the person's love language, it is going to resonate well with them. You pay them a compliment, and I love you. It makes a lot of difference in the person's life, maybe for the day, whatever the period is. It really does make a difference. Just like how negative words, insulting words, unkind words will have a negative impact on somebody and it hurts them. It's the same way that kind, loving, positive words will have a wonderful effect on people, you know? And so there are persons who you will tell this and they will feel good about it, but it is not necessarily their love language. But once you have a positive word, a word of affirmation, you see somebody and they look really good and you say to them, boy, you're really looking good. That dress fits you well. Your hair looks nice. You have a beautiful smile. You have nice teeth. I always like to tell people that they have nice teeth when they have nice teeth, especially men. And I like to see nice toes. So if you have nice toes, I really like to see that, especially when men have nice toes, right? So, it's just an affirmation for the person whose love language is words of affirmation. They really will feel good about the fact that you're telling them about something that they really enjoy hearing, you know? So that is one of them. The other one is acts of service. Now, acts of service is like when you do something for somebody without their asking. And again, it can be the person's love language. So if you decide to wash your partner's clothing, it is not your job. Let's say it's a situation where it's a man and a woman, and the man decides to just wash some stuff for his wife. Maybe he has detected that she's tired and stuff like that, and he decides to do the laundry. She didn't ask him, but he just decides to pick up and wash his things and her things. And if children are in the relationship too, he decides to do it for everybody. You know how much she really appreciates and enjoys that, because let's face it, sometimes we're so tired, but there are chores that are considered to be gender related. So if you're the man, you're not going to be doing the laundry, or you're not going to be doing the ironing or that kind of thing. But when the partner just comes in and just does whatever it is that needs to be done, doesn't matter whose chore it is, it really gives you a good feeling, a feeling of appreciation. So that really makes your day. The other one, the third one, is receiving gifts. Now, receiving gifts doesn't mean that you are greedy or anything like that. No. Or you just like material things. It's not any of that. It has to do with how you feel about the person who gives you a gift, because somebody will give you a gift, you didn't expect it, and they just brought it and gave it to you. You know that the person was thinking about you, and so the person gave you that particular gift. You know that some thought went into it, because you never expected it. And when I say thought went into it, don't go thinking now that it has to be something expensive. No, it's just that somebody thought about you and they decided to give you something. You know, I have some friends who like to do that, and it is always such a thrilling feeling, you know, to get something that you just never thought about, you never thought that you would get, because you weren't thinking about it and you weren't expecting anything from the person, but they just decided to give you something. Well, let me tell you something. When I get a gift, I always do these happy dances, because I don't know, I feel special. So I do the happy dances all the time. Sometimes I wonder if they think I'm crazy. But, you know, I don't know if it has ever happened to you. But yes, I do the happy dance because it makes me happy. And I feel special that my friends love me and care for me. So they give me something. The other one now that I told you about, quality time, is my primary love language. Yes, quality time is very important. You want to spend time with your loved ones. And because of the frenetic pace of life, well, life has slowed down a little bit because of the pandemic, but still, you know, you you like to spend quality time with your loved ones. So when you get a chance to spend some time with somebody, they will know that you think that they're special. So you put away the phone and you turn off the television, and there are no distractions, and you just sit and talk and maybe play a game, have some fun, whatever it is. Have a good conversation, because these are the times when you really get to have good conversations, when there are no distractions, nothing to bother you, nobody calling you on the phone, you're not texting, you're not doing anything, you're not watching any movie, anything like that. Just the two of you together. It makes the person know that you appreciate them, because you have set aside some time, carved out some time to spend with them, and to let them know that they are important to you. Yes. The last one now is physical touch. This is extremely important. In one video that I had done some time ago, I talked about the importance of touch, because I had read somewhere that they had done a study with some babies that were not being touched. They were fed and taken care of, but not touched, like hugged and cuddled and held and stuff like that, and they died. Well, physical touch is very important. I'm not talking about sexual overtones now. I'm talking about, you know, just touch in an intimate way. You touch somebody, you hug somebody, you hold hands, that kind of thing. I remember when my daughter was little, she was maybe about 3 or 4, and she was sitting in the settee one day. She was watching the television. I just passed by her and I took my finger and just poked her in the forehead, and I was shocked at her response. She started to dance up her little self in the chair and say, my mommy touched me, my mommy touched me, my mommy touched me. It's not like I because we always hugged and ramped and did all sorts of things. But I think it was just the random way that I walked past and just touched her in the forehead like that. And she danced up a storm. I couldn't believe it. And I said to myself, just imagine that. So if a little girl can respond like that because I just touched her forehead and, just pushed back her little head, then you can understand how adults will feel if they're in a relationship and they're not being touched. It is very, very important. So I want you to remember that. And then, like I said before, in my next video, I am going to tell you how to recognize what your love language is and how you can use it to your advantage to benefit your relationship and to strengthen the bond that you have with your significant other. Because sometimes because we do not communicate in our own language, then it creates problems in our relationships, whether you believe it or not. When I explain the other parts of this, you will understand how much of a difference it can make if you devote your time to just learning your partner's love language and looking out to communicate with your partner in that way. You'll understand. All right, so we'll talk again next time about the second part of the love language and how to communicate it and to see whether it will make a difference in your relationship. Thank you for listening. Remember to subscribe, share, hit the notification bell, and leave a comment if you will. And I'll talk to you next time about other parts of the love languages. Thank you. Have a good one.